Trojan family, Trojan gang. Fight on forever's in the building. And today, I want to talk about what Mason Cobb had to say about why sometimes last year he looked like trash, and probably the whole reason the whole defense looked like trash last year. This probably was going on at every level. It's probably a horror story about Grinch and his scheme and what was going on last year for every defensive player. I mean, it's like a horror story now that Grinch is gone and these players could talk about what was going on at practice compared to now. It's like they're gonna make documentaries about Alex Grinch one day and at USC about his coach. And I'm telling you, the story these kids coming out with, if y'all pay attention, it's crazy, right? So Mason Cobb was asked, right? He was asked, like, what was difficult for him last year, if he felt held back from playing free last year, right? And he said, for me, it was just not feeling like I had somebody who knew what they was doing next to me, right? And we know who that was. We know who Coach's favorite. We know who Grinch's favorite was last year. Tackett Curtis, you know what I'm saying? Tackett Curtis, right? And I can't be mad at Tackett Curtis for not knowing what he's doing out there. First of all, he's a true freshman. Then most players who playing from Alex Grinch, no matter who you is, you ain't gonna know what you doing, right? You're not gonna know what you doing playing with Alex Grinch, right? So I can't blame Tackett. I don't want to bash Tackett, but he was Coach's favorite, and he was out there when he shouldn't have been out there, right? So that was difficult for Mason Cobb playing next to a true freshman. He don't know what he doing, and you barely know what you doing, right? Grinch had these players with so much on their plate, so many keys they had to read. It was overwhelming what he would ask certain players to do play by play, right? To the point the player wouldn't know what he was doing and when he should be doing it, right? So Mason Cobb keep talking, and he said, you know, he felt it was tough to build trust in practice last year, right? As he was frequently unsure who would start next to him. Maybe that would make me jump out of gaps sometimes or try to make a play that wasn't my play, right? As y'all see, I'm reading with y'all on the screen, right? So, as you see, that's why sometimes we probably was looking like, what is Mason Cobb doing? He don't trust Tackett. He don't trust the man next to him. So he trying to make plays that ain't even his and is making it worse, right? You go to try to make a play that ain't yours and give up your assignment because you didn't trust the man next to you. And when you watch USC last year, that's what you seen. That's why it was so many bonehead plays. It was like, what are they doing? Then you see them looking at each other like, what you doing? They out there freestyling. Like, they don't know what they really supposed to do. They didn't know what they really supposed to do play by play, situation by situation, right? So, man, I just feel like this defense, man, with the talent that they got, when I'm thinking about it, Ant Luke, Bear Alex, like all these players on USC defense, we don't know how good they really can be. It could be a great defense over there, and we don't even know, because the more stories that come out about Alex Grinch's defense, I mean, it was a miracle the first year that they was kind of all right. It was a bend but don't break. They would bend, give up points, but they'll get turnovers and get the ball back and give our offense more possessions. That's how they was able to go win 11 games in the first season, right? But when the takeaways went away, it just all bleeding. Like the defense was just hemorrhaging. And it wasn't a talent thing. Now, we talk about the tackles, but that goes back to the way they practice in the practice habits, right? And that goes to, you don't know what you're doing. So you don't know what you're doing. You probably gonna miss some tackles because you're thinking instead of reacting. And if I'm on offense and I got the ball and you're thinking and I'm just out, like I'ma beat you. Because you ain't locked in if you thinking, what should I be doing? Right? Even when you lock in on a tackle, like, okay, I see this man, I need to go tackle him. But before that, you was discombobulated. You ain't locked in. Your reaction ain't gonna be as quick because you was just thinking what you should be doing instead of just doing. And that trickles down to the whole defense. So all the players Don't even talk about the transfers right now, but all the players last year, like Ant Luke, Bear Alexander, Elijah Hughes, Mason Cobb, Eric Gentry, Rajon Davis, Christian Pierce, Jacoby Covington, Jalen Smith, Ant Beeves. All these dudes, we don't really know how good they really are. They really could be a whole nother, it could be stars in that group by this name. It could be stars, but we wouldn't know, because I know Mason Cobb was a borderline star at Oklahoma State, right? He might wasn't a projected first round type pick, but he was a star at Oklahoma State. He was elite. He was Big 12 all first team. Right? So that's a little all-star. You man, and he looked trash. So if Alex Grinch could make a all-star like Mason Cobb, which he was before he came to USC, if Alex Grinch's defense can make him look like trash, then the players that's on the team, right, that didn't look like trash, they look decent, they might be stars. The players who look good, they might be, first round type dynamo. Because we see how far Alex Grinch will knock you down, right? So I just wanted to just bring y'all this little article, this like certain little words and little things that stick out to me and trigger my mind. And the more horror stories I hear about Alex Grinch, and I start to think and I start to apply my mind, we don't know what kind of defense we got. We can have great players. Because just like I said, Mason Cobb is a perfect scenario comparison. All-star, Big 12 first team in the Big 12 conference. And we know he looked below average at USC, and I'm being nice. He looked below average. That sometimes it looked goofy out there, right? So if Alex Grinch could make an all-star look sad, what about the players on our defense who still manage to look decent? They might be stars, right? So I just want y'all to think about that, man. I'm excited for this season. September 2nd, LSU, man, we about to see about it. Y'all gonna see about it. I think USC gonna shock the world. But until then, it's Carter Sports, it's Trojan City, it's USC, and let's go